Hi, my name is Anushanal. I'm 19. To tell you about myself, I am currently doing the second year of my computer science engineering program, and I like to read, I like to write, I like to travel, and I like public speaking a lot too. I used to be part of the Toastmasters Club, and that has given me exposure towards public speaking. So that has definitely been an interest that I've cultivated over a while now. And with traveling, I like to immerse myself into the culture, the people, get to know more about the experiences. So traveling and writing are definitely interests and passions of mine. And I'm a very strong, open-minded person. I like to keep myself educated. I like to know what's going around the world, and I like to speak up for minorities and people who essentially don't have a voice to speak up for themselves. So that is definitely something I consider a strong point in my character. And whilst all that's true, I also have certain shortcomings, like if I have a shorter deadline, I need things done to the utmost perfection, so sometimes it can be a disadvantage when I have a personal sense of dissatisfaction that I didn't get to do everything. So I've learned that I can learn from my weaknesses. So I'm learning to live and I'm learning to understand those situations, how to work better with situations like that. And I have not had a volunteer experience per se, but I used to be part of the Girls Guides and Scouts, and we used to be able to go to other schools, and we used to be able to help younger students out in a way where they could sit together in a team and understand better. And that has always been a great experience from a volunteer point of view, because you get to give the things and the knowledge that you know to these young people, and not only do you get to give them, you also get to learn from them. So far they have been very educative and fun experiences when I've gotten to work with other people. And I applied for this project for two main reasons. One is that as I said, am an engineering student, and I want to make use of my degree and all the theoretical knowledge that I have and convert it into something useful. And I realized that the world has a lot of environmental issues, and for me to address them practically would be really helpful and really productive. So to have an experience like this and to understand what the environmental issues are would help me understand what to work on and how to utilize my degree practically. That is one of the reasons why I wanted to learn more from this project. The second reason is I've never, as I mentioned, I grew up in Saudi Arabia, which meant that I had a lack of exposure. I lived in a very coveted environment, and that definitely means that when I came to India, I've looked for all the opportunities that I can to explore the world and to stand on my own feet, and for the first time view things and view the world and view the people from a bigger perspective. So projects like these would definitely be of huge help when it comes to the exposure part and learning parts. And currently I live in India now, and one of the biggest issues from my point of view that we have is the lack of sanitation facilities, where it has been a huge problem for a long time now, and the government has taken several steps like cleaner bathrooms and portable toilets in public places, but this has been happening for so long on such a huge scale that eradication in a few days or a few months is impossible. And the lack of sanitation definitely does still exist in a lot of parts in spite of all the steps taken, because this now leads to an abundance in the waste and improper waste disposal, which leads to diseases created from it, and which also leads to uncomfortable living environments. So in short, lack of sanitation is definitely a root cause problem that I do see in our country, in my country, India. So that is one thing as for me, I personally prefer to work in a team all the time, because as I've grown up, I've realized that working in a team is essentially very beneficial, because you get to see all these perspectives and opinions about the same thing. And whilst you work with yourself, you don't get to see all the points. You might miss a few points, but when there's so many minds that are so creative that come together, there is no way that you don't find out every single part of the same thing or the same topic. So it's very beneficial to work in a team, get to know, and you get to experience more, you get to learn so much from other people. So working in a team is definitely what I would prefer rather than working alone. And if I'm a team leader, every time I've been given the opportunity to be a team leader, I've taken it up very seriously. And it does not mean that I sit and I watch over the other people work. I always like to work with the people as if I'm part of the team, because that is essentially what a team leader should be, in my opinion, where you get down and you work with the people, you get to know them and get to understand. So to get them all to work towards the same goal, I always make sure that all of them know what the objective is and what the project's main part is, so that, and I give them all the same resources I can provide with, so that we all work and we all have a mind, so we can all put together our minds to work towards the same objective. So basically it would be my aim to let them know what I need from them as a team leader to put together all their ideas in the end. And this has happened when I'm working with people. A lot of people, while you can always learn from other people, also different opinions come and sometimes they clash. So what I've personally taken as a stance is to understand from their point of view, to empathize with them essentially, to stand in their shoes and understand how they feel like about the same topic, why they are voicing their opinion in a certain way. So then I try to compromise, I try to communicate, because communication is really important in a team. So I try to communicate with them and try to let them know why certain things won't work, why certain things should sometimes be compromised to work in a team. And I try to get people to talk to each other. And if it's with me personally, I talk to the person. I let them know what I'm feeling, what the team objective is, and what the personal objective is. And I try to tell and make people understand why team objectives and personal objectives sometimes have to be separate. So that is how I would try to help that situation. The next question: a lot of students, especially when you go for volunteer work, will tend to oppose you or will tend to not listen to you. The only solution I find to that, especially with younger people, is to go to them and talk to them personally. Once you get to know the person and once you acquaint themselves with yourself, the thing is, those people will now take you a little more seriously because they feel like they know you a little bit better. To sit down and to talk to them would be my solution, and to ask them about their life, what they're like, to get to know them a little bit so that they feel more comfortable with me as a person would definitely be one of my steps. And then I would try to ask them what their problem is, how they feel, and what they feel like I should do to better the situation. And from that input, I would try to improve my point of presentation of whatever I'm doing. And that is just what I would do, to personalize the situation and to understand each person and give a productive presentation would be my solution. And the ninth question says, what if I get my hands literally dirty? I'm literally so excited to do this, to stand and to experience these things firsthand is something I've never gotten to experience. Because I remember growing up, all the boys had the chances to do all these things, to go to visit their father's companies, but we girls, we never had the same opportunities. We were not allowed in these companies. We never got to see what the production process was like, whilst the boys our same age got to do all this. So for me personally, to see all this and to experience it, I would be more than thrilled, and it would be a great privilege for me to be able to stand there and to do all these things. And I would not see it as something that's me not doing somebody's dirty work. It's just me getting to know more and experience more. And especially coming from somebody who's been deprived of so many opportunities, from that point of view, I would not at all mind. I would love to do all that work. And that is, when I saw that, I was so excited that if that was an opportunity, I would definitely take it up. I would not at all hesitate. And what do I want to learn from this experience? From whatever I've said so far, I want to learn a lot of things. First being able to talk to people, and first of all, about being able to talk to people about environmental issues, because I really do want to start working already with all the knowledge that I have gained so far from my engineering degree. I do want to work, and I do want to make something productive out of it. So if I get to know what the issues are, I can address them with my degree, and that is one thing I want to learn from this experience. Two, I want to learn what going out and being on my own feels like, standing on my own feet. And thirdly, as I've said before, to get and see these things and to be a part of it would be such a sincerely big opportunity. and I'm looking forward to just being a part of this and to gain as much as I can from the experience and from the people that I'll be working with, and I'm really excited for this. Thank you.